Welcome back. Life Insurance Today. I'm your guide, Edward Pritchett, joined by the Joe Jordan. We wanted to really talk about this ideal of purpose. What's the purpose of what you're doing on a day-to-day basis? I mean, at the end of the day, Joe, what we do for families is life-changing. It's generationally changing, right? So share a little bit about why an agent should just feel the impact of the what they do on a day-to-day basis. Because I think a lot of agents kind of float along in this industry thinking that, oh, I'm just an insurance guy. It's like, no, you're an insurance agent. Like, you're standing in the gap for families every single day by what you do. What would you share with our audience today as far as just that ideal of how purposeful they can be in what they do in this industry?
Well, as you know, my background was I was a life agent. I ran insurance sales at a major wirehouse on Wall Street, stockbrokers, and then I went to MetLife, And one of the things I would tell you, and what happened was when I went to MetLife, I had to get stockbrokers to do insurance, and then I had to get insurance people to do investments. Well, the insurance people doing investments really loved it because they thought they was cool, you know what I mean? And guys were putting zippers, the things that go across the, showing what's happening in the stock market, so they thought they were cool. And what happened is they woke up to it later. It's in terms of what client needs are. And nobody, okay, so think about this, all right? Nobody on their deathbed says, call my broker, I really appreciate she beat the S&P by 3 basis points. It just doesn't happen, However, if that person knows that there's life insurance and their family can continue, if they're sick or disabled and they know that they're going to be able to have that taken care of, that's a whole different world. That's a whole other element. And I think that's one of the things that we have to bring back is to think about the impact that we have on clients. It's really far more impactful, I think, in terms of the fact that if someone has something that disrupts their life, that's a completely different set of circumstances that we do. And then, you have assets under management and the stock market goes down. And then, you can have great performance, but there's always someone who does better, and there's always someone that's hawking you or what have you. So I really think the idea, if you want to have a big impact on someone, pay a death claim, okay? Do a disability claim, have people do that. Or for that matter, as people age, a long-term care type of benefit. These are the risks that people are facing now, as the idea, what I said before, die too soon, now it's live too long. So people can get sick and disabled, they can have a long-term care incident that shows up, and believe me, those people, they will burn incense in your direction and have a little altar, with you there. So I think that's the idea of having a significant impact on people, is to include protection products. Yeah. And I think people who have a protection background find it easier than people who have more of an assets under management perspective, because that's all math and it's all performance. And they can't understand some of the things that we do. So and you have to do both, okay? But the idea simply is do not think for a minute that someone that's in the insurance business is at a lower level, or you have some person saying, I don't do that type of stuff. Why wouldn't you, for crying out loud?
Exactly. And I think it's what's been glorified, right? Like, the whole stock ticker, like Wall Street, Boiler Room, like that's sexy, right? Like that's what the media, and then, the movies about insurance, it's always Glengarry Glen Ross, right? Yeah. that's what they try to, show as what we do. But like, as you were saying, like at the end of the day, like when they're most needed, it's we who get to stand in the gap.
I'll tell you one quick story. When I was at that major wirehouse, I was there in 1987 when the stock market fell apart, right? And I walked in and I was traumatized, And so the guy I was reporting to said, Joe, this is Wall Street. That's what we do. We bring people in and we blow them out and then we get some more. So I said, I don't think that's prevalent now. I'm just telling you, this was 87. And that's where it was different. That was the psychology. So that's the thing. Okay, so let me just make one more point. That's the thing that we have to deal with. Our culture was wrong, and the culture has to change, because that's why a lot of people don't think that we have their best interest at heart. That's why you have all of these, the DOL and all of these other programs coming out that are trying to infuse on it. We got to change that. Yeah. And you got to feel proud about what you do, and that pride will allow you to do the things that you need to do, which is to face the rejection and what have you. Of course, if you deliver something that's really worthwhile for a family, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think for those of you who are watching, if you're looking to be in a impactful business, you've chosen the right place. You're going to be the one who gets to stand in the gap for your clients. And as Joe was saying, yes, we want to protect what we can protect. And then if we can help grow, right, and we'll talk about life insurance for retirement purposes and planning at some point in time during this conversation. But if you can do both, what an amazing thing that we can do for our family. So continue to follow. We'll have more information for you coming here in the next week. And until then, check Joe out. We got your links there in the bio below. And check us out at pritchettagency.com.